Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Head Review. We're going to be doing episode 3 of Ragnarok, season 1. Like we put in the title of this, it's going to be nothing but spoilers. So if you haven't watched it,
watch it first and then come
watch
back.
It first and then come see our review.
Alright, so how does it start off?
So it starts off with how it left off in the last one where their house was all
Messed up, got robbed into.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it ended with that because they had a service for Isolde.
Yeah.
She died in the last episode, or she died in the first episode.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
So it cuts back into that.
Yeah.
They're looking for who did it. So they're across the street, and across the street lives a druggie.
Yep.
So.
And he was, since it's a small town, he
yeah.
wasn't at the funeral, so they're like, oh, it had to be him.
Yeah, exactly. So they rough him up a little bit. Magna accidentally tosses him through a house almost.
Another indicator this dude is strong.
Yeah, like his superpowers are
yeah.
activated or whatever. So they rough him up. At first he's not giving him up any info, but then after that he's like, "Oh, I'll give you whatever you want." He tells them that he only robbed them
because their house was already open.
Yeah,
and
the door was already open. He just went in.
And he saw Vidar's car outside.
Yeah, with his dog in it too, I think.
And with the dog, I think. Yeah, that creepy looking dog.
Yeah. So they knew it was for sure him. So that's kind of the opening.
Yeah, that's the opening of it. Yeah, kind of more hinting towards it's connecting with Isolde's death because he's still obsessed with trying to figure out what's wrong with
still
him.
going back from the last episode, so
yeah.
they're meshing it in. But then the show actually starts. The title comes up, and then they move on to Magna talking to the psychologist at school, and
which we thought was a shitty psychologist at first.
Yeah,
it was so
still do.
Yeah, still do.
And it shows in the show he goes and talks to him, and he tells him that he thinks the rich
Vidar, yeah.
Yeah,
This
Vidar. I know
family.
for sure he was in our house and trashed it.
And then him being a shitty psychologist gets, I guess, manipulated and telling the principal. I still don't know her name or pronounce her name. Yeah, but anyways, she manipulates him to tell him hey, what's wrong with him, right? And then of course she spills
gives up all the information
that he thinks that Vidar is the one that got into his house and has something to do with Isolde's death.
Yeah. So
right?
the therapist pretty much tips off the family that's messing with his life.
Yeah.
That they know.
Yes.
So cut to the next couple scenes. There's a couple things that happen in between, but the next big point that we saw was when they got into the car with the rich family. Loudons and Greed.
Yeah, the rich kids.
Yeah.
Sex and her brother with Lardis and Gree. They go into their car. They're just driving off.
It's supposed to be a date. At first, it's just supposed to be...
a double... Well, I mean, he jokes it's a double date.
No, I mean, before that, it was just supposed to be Gree and the rich kid.
Yeah. But then Saxa and...
Yeah, they get in the car before they leave, and then they're going up the mountains. And, they're just being kids or teenagers.
Simple scene, but crazy thing.
Yeah.
So, I guess they're driving, right? And then this bird slams into the window, right? Yep. And... before that, they were hinting at the old music, right?
Yeah.
Or something about the old music, right? And I guess this bird coincidentally hits the window, and it's oh, let's stop talking about that. Let's go check on the bird. Which
it's just
who does that?
It's just the brother and sister, the two rich kids that get out.
Yeah.
And then they go having a secret conversation while they're checking on the bird. And then they just say that they're spying on... The only reason Laurits is in the car is because they're trying to get information.
Yeah, trying to get information from Magna.
Yeah.
From his brother.
Yeah.
About Magna.
Yeah.
And then she's looking at the bird, and it's still twitching too.
Yeah,
the bird's still twitching, barely alive, and she literally just puts it in her mouth and she eats it. She eats literally feet and all, and just takes out a feather out of her mouth.
It was the legs. She kept the legs out. So she ate the bird and kept the legs, and then she just had the little legs.
It's so weird.
It's such a weird scene.
Weird scene, but definitely had to mention it.
Yeah.
So
and then cut to the next scene. Next important thing is while that's happening, while that's happening, Mana's figuring out more of his powers.
Oh,
super fast, so
he goes to this weird track.
Yeah.
That's literally just a straight line. Maybe that's a Norwegian thing, but it's literally just a straight. How many meters is it?
Well, he ran
100 meters. 100 meters, right? So he timed himself.
Yeah, and he runs in like 6 seconds.
6 seconds. I think that's 2 seconds under the fastest world record, whatever, right?
It's like 3 seconds underneath.
Yeah.
That wasn't important at all. It's important. It shows that he's getting more powers. But when he's getting out, he gets on the phone talking to. He told his dad about like picking up her clothes.
Well, before that too, that's when they discover. That's when the principal tells Vito that he has suspicions about him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, when she got the information from the therapist, she tells the husband.
Yeah,
like, he knows.
she tells the husband like he knows, and like, which makes sense. Like she has more common sense. Like you're in this poor neighborhood and you drive your nice ass car there. What do you think people are gonna think?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah. So then that leads him to like follow him, right? Like he's following him.
Well, no, he kills the druggy guy.
Yeah, in the meantime.
In the meantime, after he kills the druggy guy, and then of course he sees him and he follows him, right?
Yeah.
So then, of course, as you shouldn't be looking at your phone while you're crossing a street.
Yeah.
He's looking at his phone.
Magna's
looking at his phone. He's on the phone talking to Eric, the teacher, and literally gets ran over by a snowplow. Not just a car.
He doesn't just get hit and like flies away. He like literally gets ran over by a snowplow, and this is just laying on the ground, right? And Vidar gets so like. No, he sees the whole thing. Yeah.
He sees the whole thing. He's like, he died.
Yeah. Well, he goes back to his family.
He's like, great news. He's dead.
But then, after that, he's like, great news, he's dead, but turns out he's not.
Yeah, turns out he's not.
The
family has a discussion about it, basically, like, they're seeing it as a warning.
Yeah.
Kind of like, like, it's not, their problems aren't solved, right? Yeah. So, cut to him at the hospital, right? They find out that he has no broken bones.
No broken bones.
Not a scratch on him, no bruises, nothing.
Fine.
Just literally ripped jeans.
Yep.
And that's it. Right?
And they're like, you're good to go home.
Yep.
Which makes sense. He's Thor. Like,
exactly.
Nothing's gonna happen to him. But while they're having that discussion, so then it's the next day, right?
Yeah.
And then they find out that he's alive. Like,
he goes
to school. Yeah.
Saxa finds out. Like she goes into her classroom and she's like, she's like, what the fuck?
She's a ghost. She thought.
Yeah. She's like, how is he? And then they get an argument about salmon.
Irrelevant point.
But
yeah.
She gets all butthurt. Like I guess she's just so in shock. Like she's just like staring at him. Like, how are you alive? Yeah.
So then she goes back and reports to the family. Yep. She's like, he's alive. And then that's when you were saying like, we're gonna take this as a warning. So that kind of is like bites him in the butt. And then if you guys, I just want to mention this before. So in the beginning of the high school scene, right? There's a scene where they're arm wrestling. So keep an eye out for that. Yes. And we're gonna get to that right now. So. I'm assuming Saxa invited Lardis to tell his brother, like, hey, come over for dinner. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So Lardis and Magna go over for dinner, right?
They think it's going to be like a big party. They think it's
it's going to be like a bunch of people. But it's literally just like the rich family and them two.
Yeah.
Greer wasn't there, right?
No,
yeah.
Greer goes and tries to see Magna and then finds out he's not there.
Yeah. Exactly.
But they give him a whole feast.
Dude, like pork chops, steaks, like full, and this kid is just devouring everything. Literally has like bones like up to here of just like pork chops and.
And then after they feed him, they try to get him drunk.
They got to drink.
Keep giving him shot after shot, after drink after drink,
and then
just taking him like nothing.
And the other weird part too, which I'm like, I don't know. It's just really weird. Like this, the mom, right, is really seductive with him. Oh, I like a man who has an appetite or something, right? Yeah, man. But it's just like I feel like in that situation, like obviously you'd get nervous, but I'm like, why isn't the dad like not saying, like, or why are the kids okay with their mom talking to me like this? But anyways, the dad, Vidar, gives him this ancient drink.
He could tell that the shots aren't doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
He could tell like
nothing's happening. Yep.
So he pulls out the real drink.
Yep. Yeah. Out of the wall, like this like ancient drink, right? He's like drinking. He drinks it all.
Yeah.
And then he starts, I guess, hallucinating.
Well, he gets drunk. It finally hits him.
Yeah, but he starts like if you go back to our last episode, we talk about the crazy dancing and the he literally just starts like
swinging his whole body punching
things. Yeah, like moshing. Yeah, yep. He's like dancing on the table and stuff like crazy. Just like he gets super drunk and White people dancing.
And then cue back to the weird principal lady. She starts
just smoking a cigarette, drinking, and just staring at him.
Yeah. But then she goes up to him and she's like talking to him. She's like, I like a strong boy. And then he's all drunk and he's like I'm super strong or some shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other weird part. I'm super strong, and he's like, arm wrestle me.
Yeah. She's like, show me. Or
she's like, show me. Yeah. Right. And then
And then they start arm wrestling.
So weird.
It goes from like something super seductive.
How do you
to just like
he's arm wrestling his principal, a woman.
And then it gets even weirder when like they both like are stagnant.
They're
both
100%. Well, going back to it, just can you imagine if I was like, can I arm wrestle your mom? How do you feel? Can I arm wrestle your business?
I'd be like, it'd be sad if you lost. It's a weird request.
Yeah.
But. No, it's super weird. They start arm wrestling, and then she actually starts winning.
She starts winning, but he was shocked because he's just like, what the hell?
Like, I'm super strong.
Yeah, I'm super strong.
I should be able to take it. And then the whole hero moment comes in where he's like,
it starts coming back. But then he notices her hand turn like this grim, like an old person's like nasty hand, right? Yeah. And he looks up, and it's her real form, right? Which is she looks like a witch, but. Where I'm assuming she's a giant.
Yeah.
Right? No, assumptions here. Yeah. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. I think.
But her true form.
Her true form shows up, right? And then he freaks out, right? And of course she overpowers him, breaks this thick long table in half, and and freaks him out, right? And
I thought, you know what I thought was weird? Everybody's watching this.
Yeah, everyone's literally.
They're literally lined up and they're like, damn, they're really going at it. And they break the table, right? And nothing happens. There's just like, okay, whatever.
Like, we have another table in the back.
It was so weird.
This happens often. We have another table. But then, of course, he freaks out, right? So he's trying to, like, I guess, sober himself up. He grabs, like, he goes into the bathroom, like, puts water on his face, whatever. Yep. And then it ends with him looking in the mirror and he's Thor.
Yeah. He has, like, a new version of him.
Yeah, a new version of him, like, long hair, big beard.
Like scars and
I think tattoos and stuff, like not the Thor that you would think.
Well, he looks in the mirror. You expect to see yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Right? And he sees this whole other guy.
And
it looks like him, but it's a different person.
Yeah.
And then cutscene. That's it.
That's it.
So the biggest takeaways I thought was where he sees like the true version of the giant or whatever.
Other takeaway is that it's confirmed that this family's not just weird. Like there's something behind them too. You know. Yeah. If you didn't get it right away.
Yeah.
Like especially because you already saw this too. Like I kind of just anticipate. Okay, obviously this family is like they have some plot. Plot, right? Like obviously, but like something deeper. Like they're not just human. You know. Yeah. The girl ate a bird. So weird. But yeah, that's another takeaway, and also too, which we didn't really like touch up on. Like he's still kind of investigating his Holda's death, right? Yep. So he's getting closer. Yeah, he won't let it go. He's getting closer and closer. He already knows that Vidar and his family has something to do with it.
He just needs to like prove it or something. Mm-hmm. But nobody will believe him. Of course, he's just a kid.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Which doesn't look like a kid.
And then we also didn't mention this, but there was another key takeaway when they're having their family discussion, and they're like, "Oh, this is a warning." Like, dead. There was a kind of part where it shows like that when they get older, then they like switch places.
See, that's the thing. I'm like you noticed that, right? I didn't really get that. You had to explain it to me because that scene where they're talking about that he died. There's a thing that the son said, the rich son said. He's just like, the mom was just like you didn't let us into the council, and then the kid her son. It's just like you were too young to get into the council,
which doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. You were young. Or you were kids. But I was just assuming he was just saying, well, you were kid, like, oh, well, you were kids, how are we gonna get into the council? But he was saying like, oh, you were kids and we didn't let you.
Yeah, like you were too young. You were actually too young because they talk about how they did something in like 1962 or something, or 1950
yeah, 67 or something like that.
And then that's when he's like, oh, you were too young. So what I got from that is like once they get older, then they like switch places. Then all of a sudden they turn into babies.
Well, you said that they fake their death and they're like new people.
But that's not confirmed or anything. That's just
like a theory.
Yeah.
And also too, the kids find out what the dad did.
Oh yeah, they didn't even know that they killed.
Yeah, they killed. He sold them. Yeah. They're like, what? Like, you killed this? Like, what are you guys doing?
I thought it was funny when the girl was like, now we have to mourn. Because when they thought.
Oh yeah, dead, when he was said like, now we have to mourn again.
I'm not good with emotions. I don't know how to act. So.
Or when the dad was just like, so you beat me, or you beat the shit out of me for pissing on flowers, and he's just like, well, that was stupid.
I killed someone, but what you did was dumb.
Well, he killed 2 people.
Oh, he did.
So far, I mean, I'm sure.
I don't even think they know about the drug. They didn't even mention him killing the drug.
I think they just showed a part where he.
Yeah. No, they didn't talk amongst the family about him.
Oh, about him. Yeah. Well,
but you could tell that he took care of it.
Took care of it. Yep. What are you anticipating for the next episode?
I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm anticipating.
Okay, what are you anticipating for the next episode?
Definitely more of his powers being shown. I think he's gonna actually like look, like I guess like self-reflection, no pun intended, about him being like who he is. Like I don't think he knows that he's Thor, right? No. And also too, from the very first episode, that creepy lady from the market, I want to know more about her. I'm kind of like a little obsessed with her just because she's creepy.
I'll say that. You don't get to know too much information about her, but she's always there.
She's always there. She's like okay, just sorry, like we keep going back, but like when he gets ran over, she looks and
smiles.
Like that's great.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we got from this episode.
Yep. Definitely.
Let us know if we're talking too much, if we're saying too many spoilers.
Well, I mean, that you can't.
If our information's any helpful at all.
I mean, we can't. It's all spoilers, guys.
Yeah. Where for the next videos, we'll try to do like just an overall review. Maybe we'll just like do a movie and then just like not do as many spoilers. But for this one, at least for Ragnarok, like it's gonna be nothing but spoilers. I'm sorry, but it's.
It's a review.
It's our takeaway. It's something that we catch, and hopefully you guys can watch it too and add on to whatever we caught. And you're like, oh, you guys missed this part in this one scene. So maybe we did.
Well, what did you think about the episode? You think it was a good episode?
Oh, great episode.
I think it was very. The weird made it so great.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's I would go 8.5. I'd go 8.5. Yeah. It was a good episode. Definitely better than the last one. But yeah, let us know what you think. Find out next time. See if my predictions or assumptions are right.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll tell you next time.
All right.
Bye. Guys.